conversation. And so the question number is 2. I am reading the question even in your hearing, and this is what it reads. Consider an economy that produces 3 types of fruits, that is the apples, oranges, as well as bananas. And that is in the base year as well as in the other year. So you're given the production as well as the prices for the current year and for the base year. And so you are given that this is the data for the base year, which is actually the previous year or the year of reference. Given the quantities as well as the prices of the same commodities in the current year, say, for example, 2025, this is the level of production, the units that have been produced as well as the prices for those units. Question: can you calculate the nominal GDP in current year, calculate the nominal GDP in base year, and then you tell us the percentage increase in since base year in the same GDP? So how do you do, nominal GDP? Listen, so nominal GDP and GDP, write it in full. Nominal GDP is basically the summation of the quantity at T, meaning at the current year, times the price of that very current year. And so then you do your multiplications, you should be fine. So it's a summation. So what that means is that, and let's start with the current year, right? The current year price as well as the quantities of current year. So you simply get the quantity multiplied with the price. So we can start with apples. So you shall have 4,000 multiplied by 3, yeah? Plus you go to bananas, 14,000 to be multiplied by what? By 2, plus the other one is 32,000 to be multiplied by 5, okay? You can do all that computation to get the nominal GDP in the current year. What is the nominal GDP? Let's do this quickly. We're able to do this faster so that we don't waste much time. What do you find? Reserve these figures, we need them. Now we might be waiting for people who are not calculating, right? And then time will go.
No, so we are calculating, sir.
Okay, so this one is 12,000. The first one, 4,000 times 3. And this other one is 14,000 times 2, that is 28,000. Plus the other one, 32,000 times 5, giving us what? 300. 3 times 2, 5 times 2 is another 0, 10, remainder 1. 5 times 3 is what? 15 plus 1, 160,000. Are you finding the same?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then you can add together these. What do you find? As the nominal GDP?
56,000.
So
it's supposed to be 200,000.
200?
200,000.
Yes.
Everyone finding the same?
Just a minute. Let me just confirm.
It goes to 12,000 plus 28,000. That's 40,000.
Yeah, 200,000. Yeah.
200,000. That's the nominal GDP. Simple. It's just the price of that year times the quantities of that very year. Okay, the same year. Can we do the nominal GDP for the base year? Keep this one. So for the base year, it means we are using the quantities of the base year and the prices of the base year. So we shall go, we have 3,000 for apples times 2 plus 60,000, times what? 3. And for oranges, what do you have? You have 80,000 times 4, right? So that you simplify, this shall be 60,000, isn't it? Plus the 18,000, right? Plus the 32,000, all right? And then what do we have as the nominal GDP in the base year? The base year, very important. So formula is the summation of quantity at that time times the price at that very time. Just that, nominal GDP. What do you find as your nominal GDP? Let's go. What do we find?
56,000.
60,000. Everyone is finding the same. Is this hard? School is easy. This is what we were telling you. Exams are made easy. So that's the nominal GDP in the base year. So if they ask you to find the percentage increase since base year, then we just find this by writing the current year, nominal GDP minus the base year, nominal GDP divided by the base year. The by is base year, base year nominal GDP multiplied by 100, okay? So the current year nominal GDP was how much? 200,000, correct? Yes, sir. Minus the previous one was 56,000, you said, so that it can be divided by 56,000 and multiplied by 100. What do you find? So 200 minus 56,000, what is it that we find? 100 and what? 140 what? 144, right?
44, yeah.
Divided by 56.
56,000 divided by 56,000 is 2.57
times 100. 257.
Yeah.
Percent. That's a lot of increase in the general price, in the nominal GDP, right? It increased by that much, okay? By 257%. That's a lot. You know what it means? Yeah, previously they were telling you that the percentage cannot exceed 100. Is there a teacher who said something like that? I remember one of my teachers told me that. I'll not just mention the name for security purposes. So, yeah, 200% increase simply means if for example, the GDP was 50. I want to show you what 200 means. Let's say the GDP was 50. 100% increase simply means you have another 50, so that you have 100. You get what I mean, eh? That is 100%. Okay. But what if it becomes 150? That is now 200%, isn't it? What if it becomes 200? That is now 400. Like, how many times have we multiplied that? Then you understand what I am trying to communicate. So that's that. Now, the conversation starts from here. Let's go to 2. Part 2 is more interesting, but you need to understand. It is saying, find the real GDP in the current year and in the base year. Then what is the percentage change? Listen, let's find the real GDP. Now listen, how do you find the real GDP? Real GDP. It is given as the summation, therefore, of the quantity at point T multiplied by the price at point T minus 1. T minus 1 is the base year price. In short, you're multiplying the quantities of that year times the prices of the base year. Okay? So since you want to get the real GDP at the current year, using the current year's data, you will get the quantities of the current year times the prices of the base year. That's what that means. So let's go. For apples, we shall have 4,000 multiplied by 2, the price of the base year, plus 14,000 to be multiplied by what? By 3, plus 32,000 to be multiplied by what? By 4. Okay, so which means we have used the base year prices, and as long as you use the base year prices in your computation of GDP, that becomes real GDP. And let's go. What do you find? This is 8,000. The first one is 8,000, right? Plus 14,000 times 3. What is 14 times 3? 2.
42,000.
42,000. Plus 32 times 4. 8. 12. 128. Isn't it? Have we missed anything? 32,000 times 4. Finding the same, right? Then you can add together. You're finding the same. That's our real GDP. What are you finding as the real GDP for the current year?
178,000. 178,000.
178,000. Everyone finding the same?
Yes.
Okay. So I will re-echo, it is the quantities of that year times the price of the base year. As long as you have used the prices of the base year, please, it is the real GDP. Now, let's do the real GDP in the base year. How do you find the real GDP in the base year? It means we are using the quantities of the base year again times the prices of the base year. You get what I mean, eh? Quantities of the base year times the prices of the base year. And so you go over this again. 3,000 times 2 plus 6 pin times what? 3 plus what? 8,000 times what? Times 4. You can do your computation all together. What do you find? Hello? What do you find? What are you finding?
56,000.
56,000. Correct? 60,000. Wow. What have you noticed? Have you noticed anything? Okay. If you haven't noticed, you will notice that. Yes, go ahead.
Maybe before, for me, I'm noticing that in the base year, the price is much lower.
Yeah, that is in the previous year, isn't it? It means the prices had not yet increased. You understand, eh? Because that's the previous year. Thank you very much for that notice. Any other? Anyways, the other important notice to make is that the nominal GDP in the base year is equal to the real GDP in the base year. Have you noticed that? The nominal GDP of the base year and the real GDP of the base year, they are just the same. And what is the cause? It's because you are using the same what? You are using the same prices, okay? You're still using the base year prices. Is that clear? That is clear, isn't it? Can you now go ahead and find the percentage change? We use the current year GDP minus the previous year's GDP divided by the previous year's GDP, real GDP in this case, times 100. What was the real GDP in the current year? Is it the one where we found 178?
Yes.
Minus the real GDP in the other year was 56,000 divided by 56,000 multiplied by 100. What is it giving you? Let's go. What does that give? 278.
No.
No.
17.
17%.
217. 217, yes.
Okay. Everyone finding the same?
Sir.
All right. Now, let's get to finding the GDP deflator of the current year and of the base year. So now, how do you find the GDP deflator? This is the key message you need to take home. A GDP deflator is found by saying nominal GDP divided by what? By the real GDP times 100, okay? That is how you find the real GDP deflator. So what was the nominal GDP in the current year? In the current year, the nominal GDP was 200,000, yeah? The nominal GDP in the current year was 200,000. But what was the real GDP? 178, yeah?
Yes.
Times 100. You can't remember? So you can do your multiplications and divide. What do you find as a GDP deflator?
112.
112%. 112%. Okay? This is very important. 112%. Okay. What about under the base year? What was the nominal or the nominal GDP? 56, right? It was the same.
Yeah.
And the other one was still 56 times 100. This will give us 100%, right? Which means in the base year, the prices didn't change. You understand, right? You get that, right?
Yes.
Question, by what percentage does the price level change from base year to current year? So you use the same formula. So current year minus the previous year divided by the previous year times 100, isn't it? So the current year was how much? 112, right? That was the GDP deflator. Minus the 100, the other side, deflate, divided by 100, any times 100. What do you find? You find 12%, yeah?
12%, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what that communicates is that the prices have increased by how much? By 12%, isn't it? Is that clear now? This class is hearing me. Is that clear?
Yes.
Any questions?